So this week for homework, they're going to be completing something called Me on the Map. They started it in class, so it should look something like this, where they have a sign that says me and they should be on a globe. They finished in various differences. So some people were adding more detail to their globe, or they were adding more detail to themselves. They can add color, they can draw themselves in for homework, but they're going to be drawing themselves on the map and making sure their name is on it. We're going to be practicing, this is the standard for Social Studies K.4, where they're getting familiar with the difference between land and water. So you would see that the land is green, the water is blue, for practicing that skill. So the first one is they're drawing themselves on a map. On the back of this page, they should have already, we started our homework a little bit in class, but they should have wrote what planet they live on. So we talked about the different planets there are. They don't need to know all the planets in kindergarten, but you definitely can help them become more aware. So we colored it in. So they don't really need to do anything on this page. If they didn't write Earth, they should write Earth and color it in. You can actually have them color the backgrounds if you want to, but there is more homework, so I understand if you don't. On the next page, they should have already started this part 2, but they're circling the continent we live on. In first grade, this builds upon that standard in first grade that they learned about their continents. So all they needed to do is circle North America and color in the land green and the water blue. And we wrote North America in class. So if they didn't, you can also do that as well. You can also point out the compass. We've talked about that in the past. You can practice that skill with them. On the next page, it says my country. So I'm trying to give you an example, and that's why I'm doing both next to each other. But they should have already wrote USA on the country we live on. So write the country. You can write United States of America, or they can write USA for short. We talked about that, how that's an abbreviation. We also discussed how Canada is above us and Mexico is below us. So using that in the standard, it talks about those details above, like above, below, far, beneath. They don't really need to do that much on this page. I had some friends helping me with this, so they was coloring different things. So color in the state of California, which they should have done. If they haven't, you can have them do that now and write what state they live in. They can write CA as an abbreviation for California, or just if you want to have them challenged, they can write California. This is also just to give them a little more prior knowledge. They wrote California on this. They don't need to do anything. If they'd like to color, they can. So that you'll see there as well. This is where you're going to have them do more of the stuff at home, because some of these are different. So on this page, it says my city. You're going to draw your city and add details. So you can draw things like the airport or school, where you live, stores, where's the Target. You can draw Cal State Long Beach Pyramid, anything that you kind of maybe do in your regular, what do you do in Long Beach? Maybe you go to Marine Stadium, or if you're in Bellflower, some of those different things, or I know some kids are from Cypress. Whatever is in your city that is special, you can add that on this page. So it's kind of a free for all, but getting them aware of what city they live in, which will help for them to write their address. So it says my street, write your address and draw your street. So on that page, they'll do that. I gave them the example of our school address. So they have numbers, and it's just getting them aware of what their address is, so they're understanding that's the difference between the houses as well. So have them write your address. I know a lot of people knew some of it, or knew it. Then they can draw their house. Some of the kids started this already, so to have them draw your house. And then in the back, I would have put this before, but you're going to fill in the details as the table of contents, just to review, having them practice if they know those things. So it says fill in the table of contents. So what planet do we live on? What is your continent? My country, my state, what city you live in, your street, so their address, and where are you? So where are you at the time? So me on the map, I just put at home. So this is an example of what I'd like to see for their homework, and it's just giving them that help with it for when we start building and making a map. So good luck.